It's like a change in perception, because what happens is that consciousness, or who you truly are, is hidden in the background, but it's actually everywhere, but it's seemingly hidden in the background. And it's like the whole screen is covered up by the human and the person. So you've got this like consciousness, like the everything in the background, and then the whole screen is focused on the person, like the person. And what happens in awakening is that swaps round, and the person goes into the background, or the person becomes more ghost-like, and then everything is known. Like, so you're like, what's experiencing is nothing. What's speaking is nothing. It's no longer a person speaking, but it functions through the person. So then the interesting thing is like, what makes up a person? And what makes up a person, like, so what we would say in non-duality is the seeking energy. And what I would say that is like an attachment to the wants and the desires. So that's what makes up a person. So in psychology, like if you have a weak sense of self, like what they would work on is your narrative about yourself, but particularly your wants and your desires. So psychology, not all psychologists, but I suppose I should say what type of psychology would do that, and I don't know. But one thing they do in certain types of psychology is focus on the wants and the desires of that person in order to create a stronger sense of self. Isn't that interesting? And then non-duality, Buddhists, Hindus would say then that and even Christians, I think, Muslims would say then that your detachment from God is about your desires. So detachment from God is about desires, and it's not really the desires. We need desires in order to move, to breathe, to function. It's this attachment to it and a belief that God is found in those pleasures. And this is our suffering as humans, this attachment to the person, the desires of the person, and the belief that God is found in your desires. So God is found in your pleasure. God is found in your happiness. Whereas actually God, or what you're truly looking for, is found in this moment, is what's experiencing. And when that shift around happens, then that is known, like the desires are there, that's part of being human. Like to have the desire to eat, to have the desire to drink, to have the desire to go to the toilet, to have the desire to have sex, to have the desire to have fun, to have the desire to work. That's part of being human. But there's no longer this like total enmeshment in them where they're believed to be you. Like if you break up you'll realize that it's all based around desires. Your desire to become an accountant, your desire to have a home. Like it's all these ideas and labels that are based around desire. I know that sounds weird, but when you really examine it, you begin to see these things. And it's this attachment to the desire.